Well, welcome back, everyone. We have Major James Baker here from the Lima Police Department. Sorry. Okay. And we're going to be talking about something that is kind of confusing and maybe a complete mess for everybody. Yeah. And that's the new marijuana law. It seems that nobody knows what the heck's going on.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to put it, a mess. You know, like anything that's new, there's confusion, and it just seems like with this and the rapidness of it, it's even more confusing. On December 7th, Issue 2 became law, and as a part of that, everything that's in that went into effect, which is very confusing, very confusing. And there's different components to it, and most people don't realize that Issue 2 was what they call an initiated amendment, which means it came from the public, and that allows the state legislature to amend it, which they had said that, oh, they're going to amend it before December 7th, which did not happen. And now we're here at the end of the year with the holidays and all that stuff. So I think this is going to be a situation where it absolutely will be amended. It's just when and what is it going to say is going to be the issue. Yeah,
I know that was approved, 57% approval, voted in. And then, you know, like, what, I mean, what... It's very confusing. I don't really understand it myself, but you know, it's like, what about like homegrown? Like, what do people? Yeah. What's the laws on or rules on that? Do we know? Do we know?
We kinda. We kinda know. So let's start with the easiest thing. You know, when we say marijuana, we're referring to cannabis, and so it has the THC, because there's a lot of confusion about the CBD. So we are specifically talking about cannabis. And this new law allows a person aged 21 or older to ingest or consume cannabis in almost any conceivable form, which I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea there were so many forms of it, from the actual raw plant itself to Dorito-laced, you know, cannabis.
Oh, I didn't even know
gummies.
That.
I know. And
I've heard about the gummies.
Yeah, the gummies are very much in the news because, again, and I'll just throw this in here real quick, we have to be careful about our little ones.
Oh, yeah.
You look at a gummy and you think it's a gummy, and a little one gets a hold of it, and as we see in other states, you know, Ohio, I think, is the 25th state that has done this. Some of the things that we want to be very watchful of is they have had little ones getting these products, not the plants, but the products, and ingesting them and creating problems. So we want to be very careful about that. Yeah. But the essence is, yes, as a 21-year-old person or older, you can consume a cannabis product. Where it gets really confusing is, okay, well, how do I get it? And so in order to get it, you have to get it from a certified dispensary, which there are medical marijuana dispensaries, but it will not be until late in the year 2024 that these dispensaries will be able to sell these other products. So again, where do you get it? Right. So that's an issue. And then the other issue is, okay, I've got it, so how do I get it from there to my home? How much am I allowed to have in my car? And again, it is an extremely small amount. So as far as what they would consider possessing, so going outside of your home and possessing, you're allowed to have 2.5 ounces of the marijuana product, which is very small. I mean, I love Mexican food, so if you think of the little cups, you know, that you use to get your salsa, you know, that's not too far from the 2.5 ounces, to give you a frame of reference. Or with the complicated extracts, you're allowed to have 15 grams of extract. So to transport it or possess it, extremely little amount that you're allowed to have. Yeah. The other question and confusion, like you had brought up earlier, is, okay, so what about growing it? What about growing it in my home, which is now completely legal? And so, as best as I can tell you, if you are 21 years and older, you can grow 6 plants in your home. Now, there is restrictions on that. The one is it can't be visible to the public, so you can't put a pot out on your front porch and have, you know, this. Wherever you're growing it can't be visible to the public. And it also needs to be some attempt to restrict access from somebody that's younger.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, so say you have 4 adults in the home that are 21. So does that mean you get 6 plants for each? So the answer is no. For each residence, you can have a maximum of 12 plants.
All right. So what about smoking?
Clear as mud, right?
Yeah, exactly. I understood all of it, but none of it. What about smoking in public? Is that
Cannot smoke in public, nope. And you can't in your vehicle. Again, this is a big deal. Vehicle, motorcycle, your golf cart, you cannot consume any of it.
All right, well, James, we're going to learn more about this as the time comes along. So thank you once again, Major James Baker from the Lima Police Department, understanding, you know, explaining everything that's clear as mud.
Yeah, yeah.